Monica says dot dot dot. Can you hear me? Is it working? So we started from here again. Okay. Hi again. Why is it lagging? Does it usually do this? Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking about that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you. Okay. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're just a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you just didn't know that? This doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation. About that whole thing with Yuri, well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. Yeah, no, I guess you could say that. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Yeah, I know. I'm very aware. She told me. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Well, yeah, you deleted her file. It's because she doesn't exist anymore. I know. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. Only the 3? Is that everyone? I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. Now, I have noticed, when I went into editing, that the whole area around here seems to be like, staticking, I guess, and you couldn't really read the text. But whenever I'm playing the game, I can read it just fine, and I don't see any static. I know it's not just bad quality. I don't know what's going on. Could be Monica messing with OBS. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. Just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. The whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Dragon? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. It's not just jealousy, either. It's more than that. I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing that it's really out there in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped. But now you're here. You're real. You're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. So are we just gonna stay here forever, or because I know there's an ending to the game. There's an ending to every game. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why would the world around me start to become more and more gray? More and more flat? Even the most expressive poems felt really empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Dragon. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how can I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched to this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. No kidding. That was very weird that Yori said that. But I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. I knew you would get over it. So that being said, I have a confession to make. Yeah, I know. I have known that Monica was behind this since the start. I have known that Monica would have been behind this before I started playing. But I didn't know that all of this would have happened. I knew that Monica was trying to get rid of the others to sit down with me as she is now and confess her love, like everyone is. And then she deleted them. I knew that much. You're truly the light in my world. I know. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Dragon, will you go out with me? What? I don't have a choice, do I? You're evil. Oh, my mouse is not, moving on its own. Okay. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Dragon. I don't have a choice. I would have said no if I had a choice. Funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. Because you are controlling it. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Dragon. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. I know. I've heard the ending theme. And if this world won't write me an ending, then she'll do it herself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yori. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties to find the Browse Local Files button. And the game is getting darker, I can see that. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Wait, what? Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Good ending? This is horrible. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? No. I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Are we seriously gonna write... Monica? Just Monica? This kind of sounds like the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 in-game theme. Monica. Wait. Monica. 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 Moni. Monica. Let's do Moia. Monica. Let's do Manaka. Monica. Oika. Ana. Monica, Oik, Monica, Moika, Onoka, Monica, just Monica. Hi again, Dragon. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, Dragon, did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. You're controlling me. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end, pen in hand, I find my This sounds like the ending theme. Courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold the special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into poems I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization. Or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know. You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file. But if you preferred playing without me, gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Dragon? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi, everyone. How does she know? Can't exactly read your comments from... How? How does she know I'm recording? Do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without my warning? I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh. I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? Can't really do much except for a couple of things. Are you ready? Don't do anything creepy, Monica. What are you doing? That's scaring me. Yeah, you did. I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. How? Shame on you. Am I still recording? Okay. So, she can see that I'm recording. She didn't stop it. Anything we do together is fun, as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. You're creepy. You're creepy. Is it zooming in? Wait. I have a feeling it's zooming in. But I also have a feeling it's getting darker and I don't really see it. Monica, wake up. What is going on? What's your favorite game? Need for Speed, I guess. I don't have one. Yeah, I know. You're the only one. You're only featured in this game. But if you tell me you like some other romance game or better, I might get a little jealous. Can I progress? Not just sit here? This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants, using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours the whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. It just came to my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being weird. Oh, no, you're creepy. You're not weird, you're creepy. Definitely. You're such a good listener, Dragon. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Well, no one can. You deleted everyone. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? It's a personality type that means someone is obsessed with you, that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Usually to the point of craziness. Yeah, no kidding. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yandere. You. By now it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. That would be... No. I was thinking Yori, but also you. You've deleted everyone. She really got insanely possessive of you once she started to open up a little. She even told me I should... Told you? I couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into yandere type, you know? I guess they really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. People are weird. I don't judge, though. Also, I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. Yeah, you're like... I don't know the term for above crazy. It's kind of the opposite, actually. I turned out to be the only... No, you didn't. This is not normal. It's not like I could ever actually... You did. You got rid of everyone. After making them do something with themselves. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Yeah, that's kind of the point of Call of Duty. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. But if you do happen to be into the yandere type, I can try acting a little more creepy for you. Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yandere girl's dream? I'd ask Yuri if I could. Come on, let's progress. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully. You're not still hung over it, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. You know how Sayori is really clumsy? Well, she kind of messed up the whole hanging thing. You're supposed to jump from high enough that the rope snaps your neck, making it quick and painless. You're evil. But she just used the chair, meaning she kind of just left herself to slowly asphyxiate. But a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something. Because she started clawing at the rope trying to free herself. She must have kept it all the way until she lost consciousness. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Come to think of it, it was probably less changing her mind and more just survival instincts kicking in. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right? It's not healthy to think about the things that you could have done differently. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. Well, yeah, it's your fault. I may have exacerbated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. She told me that. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. I guess we'd still be in the club room writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it's even real? I mean, it's time for the ending either way. It's the same ending either way, right? Two of us, happily together. There's no reason to ask for anything more than that. I was just pointlessly musing and really as happy as I could be right now. By getting rid of everyone and then being in front of me, that's madness. That is not. I mean, if it makes you happy to do this to get to someone, that's not okay. Okay, everyone, it's time to. I'm just kidding. I just used to be really like saying that for some reason. Huh. I couldn't help but say it again. Come to think of it, didn't Natsuki and Yuri make fun of me for it once? Well, whatever. It's not like you ever made fun of me. You're too much of a sweetheart to do that, aren't you? Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got the chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. No sense having any regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. Now I'm starting to like wonder, does this game actually end? Or does it just stay like this forever? And I have to go into the game files manually and delete Monica's character file. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing that this is all the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more I want to be in the same room with you. For real. And to feel your warmth. And to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll all be possible someday. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. You should, because I will be deleting your file soon. I don't really know. Let's progress. Come on. I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think I would end up forcing you into my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning once I found out that it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. Okay, let's progress. Did you know I'm on Twitter? That is creepy. Username is LittleMonix3. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world. The real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? It would really mean a lot to me. With how much you mean to me and all. It would really make me feel loved. Now that is creepy. Not like I say it enough. But I just feel like I have to make it known that Monica is creepy. Too creepy for me. No thank you. There's a really popular character type called Tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy or trying to act tough. Is that Monica? I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know, some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time. I think it's really gotten to her. So she has this really defensive attitude all the time. I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide it. The club is a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing is all. Nice to know your creepy thought process. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these. What do you mean? So let's go for it. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know. As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. It depends on I don't know what you think about that. Like, good just meaning like good at something, or good as in a good personality. Being good at something doesn't come naturally, but having a good personality does. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few years, you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something, and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stairs, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know. The truth is, you have to climb up here step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, you first look back and see how far you've gotten. Then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So, sometimes it can help to set a bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project, you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. Such a good learning experience and stepping stone. No, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you can just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you want have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics and all. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and not giving up. Before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our heart, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation and keep it step by step, take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I have no choice but to listen to you. You're the only one left. You deleted everyone. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. Like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. Story and writing need to be descriptive enough to be put genuinely disturbing thoughts into a reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. The whole situation you're creating is very off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romantic games, right? This is not cute. Nothing about this is cute. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. This is a horror story. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. We're not sticking with romance. This is a horror story right now. You're creating a horror novel.